Saffron. Hi everybody at the VC, and hi George Allen. Taking you on a walk today, lovely spring day. Still in lockdown here in Wales, but well, the weather's nice and I can come out and exercise my dog for an hour or so. So yeah, I'm going to do your contest. Ironically, it's called Push for 200 subs, but I noticed that you've got already more than 200 subs. These things just sort of come of their own avail, really. But well, so you ask, three records, one from the 60s, favourite one from the 70s, and favourite one from the 80s. Now, I got my favourites, and you know, people who watch my channel for a while probably get bored of seeing them. I don't know about the 60s, but I'd probably hold up Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. As far as the 70s goes, I think I would probably say, well, yeah, it's probably going to have to be Houses of the Holy by Led Zeppelin. And the 80s, well, the 80s, I was a teenager in the 80s, so you know, 80s pop music was really my thing before I discovered sort of rock music and older stuff. So my favourite from the 80s really has to be Rio by Duran Duran. But like I said, yeah, I've shown those so many times. I thought it would be more interesting for you and for everybody else if I kind of do a alternative take on favourite records from the 60s, 70s and 80s. So that's what I'm going to do. My favourite record from the 60s. So I'm going to hold up this as my alternative favourite from the 1960s. Terrific record, this one. Yeah, sort of what we call mod music over here, or and you might call it British Invasion, but it was very excellent 60s rock music. Inspired a whole generation of people, you know, at the same time as the Beatles and the Stones and the Who. I really like Steve Marriott as a frontman. He's an incredible guy, dead now sadly, but what a frontman he was. My favourite that I'm going to choose from the 70s is an album by a band called Detective. Yeah, it is really sort of like a hidden gem because, you know, I've never seen anyone talk about this or even show it or anything, so it's great to be able to show something a little bit different, but this is such a great record. It's kind of hot in my mind right now because I've just recommended this album to Robert's Turntable in a comment that I made to his one of his latest videos, and it's a real hidden gem of a record. Again, a lot of my favourite music from the 80s is pop music, I guess. And there wasn't so much great music come out of the 80s, I don't think. I'm gonna lift up this album by Talk Talk. Is The Colour of Spring by Talk Talk. It's their third album in a row of 5 albums. The third album, I think, is probably my favourite and made in the 80s. Quite special. So there you go. Anyway, let's give you a last shot of the dog. Where from? Yeah. Yeah. Hello.